Okay, this is some sample problems from the worksheets for week 2. I'm going to go over a few of them in this video and then post all of the solutions as a PDF to It's Learning. So I'm going to be using the 5-step process that I outlined. 6 steps, actually, if you include the check at the end. All right, so first, pick our acute angle, assign the sides relative to that acute angle. So that's the hypotenuse, always opposite the right angle. The side opposite the acute angle is the opposite side, and the side that touches along with the hypotenuse is the adjacent. So maybe if we're solving for AC, for example. So we're looking for the opposite. We know the hypotenuse. So we ask ourselves, okay, which trig function uses opposite and hypotenuse? And that's going to be sine. So we'll just copy that definition. Sine of acute angle theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Substituting the numbers from the problem, the sine of 64 degrees, remember that theta is the acute angle, equals the opposite, which is AC, over hypotenuse, which is 17 meters. Okay, this is the easiest case. When our unknown is in the numerator, just multiply both sides by the denominator and we get our answer. So AC is 17 times the sine of 64 degrees. Make sure you check out the backwards calculator or calculator issues videos. If you are having trouble entering your calculator, or actually, let's round that correctly, or per usual, you can send me an email. I'll respond and we'll figure something out if you're having trouble with the calculator. All right, so that's one where the variable was in the numerator. Let's check out one where the variable is in the denominator, and I know I'm going to encounter that here in problem number 2. And then we'll check out one where we have to find the angle using inverse trig. Okay, so number 2. So first we assign our sides relative to the acute angle. So this is going to be the hypotenuse side. This is going to be the adjacent or touching side, and this is the opposite side. So what am I going to solve for first? AB, I guess. All right, so actually, let's solve for AC. Why not? Spice it up. All right, so we're looking for the adjacent. We know the opposite. The trig function uses opposite and adjacent as tangent. So tangent theta equals opposite over adjacent. That's just copying the formula. Step 2. Step 3, substitute the numbers from the problem. So 17 degrees is my acute angle theta. The opposite side is 20 meters. The adjacent side is AC. All right, this is the algebra step 4. This is the case where the unknown is in the denominator. So this is a 2-stepper. Multiply both sides by AC. That gets rid of the fraction. So AC times the tangent of 17 degrees equals 20 meters. Now divide both sides by tangent of 17 to get AC by itself. Again, check out the calculator issues YouTube video. So AC is 65.4 meters. All right, all the rest of these answers will be filled out when you check out the PDF. Let's do one where, let's do number 6, where we have to find the angle. Okay, so we need to pick an angle first, and it doesn't really matter which one we pick. We just need to pick an angle. So let's say we're going to solve for angle A. And the reason we need to choose an angle is because the opposite and adjacent sides switch if we choose the other angle. So we just pick one. Okay, we're going to use A. That's going to mean this side here is the adjacent side, this is the hypotenuse side opposite the right angle, and then 5 is the side opposite angle A. So this time, the two sides are both things we know, and the angle is my unknown. All right, so the things we know opposite, we know hypotenuse. Sine is the trig function that uses opposite and hypotenuse. So we just copy the definition, sine acute angle theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. And this time when we substitute stuff in, the variable is theta itself. The opposite side and the hypotenuse sides are both sides that we know, 5 and 20 from the problem. Technically both in meters, but meters factors out, so that's not something we need to worry about. All right, now to separate sine from A. Sine is not being multiplied by A. Sine is a function itself. So the way that we cancel out the sine of A is to take the inverse sine of both sides of the equation. Adjust the camera there, make sure we can see what's going on. So when I have sine A equals 5 over 20, we take the inverse sine of both sides of the equation. On the left-hand side, inverse sine and sine cancel each other out, and now we just have A, more specifically the measure of angle A. And the inverse sine of 5 over 20. Now, for most calculators, to get to inverse sine, you are going to do second and then the sine button, and that gives you the little sign to the -1. We do need parentheses when you type the fraction in. It must be in parentheses. And according to this, it's 14, and round that correctly, 14.5. And that's going to be in degrees. So hopefully this video helped with the one example of using trig for solving angles. Two examples using trig for side lengths, one where the unknown was in the numerator, one where the unknown was in the denominator. Okay, all of the answers to this entire worksheet will be posted to It's Learning by the time you are watching this video.